Welcome to St. Peter's Basilica. To the arriving tourist, it projects an aura of absolute, immovable perfection. But that pristine marble exterior is a very effective distraction. The real story of this building is deeply chaotic. If you peel back the square's pavement, you stand directly inside Emperor Nero's circus. This exact patch of earth was a bloody Roman arena, and the very spot where the original St. Peter was crucified upside down. The ground underneath the main altar holds an even older secret. During classified excavations in the 1940s, Vatican diggers broke through the floor and found a massive first-century pagan necropolis, a literal city of the dead. Just 5 to 12 meters beneath the boots of the Swiss Guard, the earth is packed with ruined stone tombs and ancient brick niches holding pagan remains. The holiest site in Christendom doesn't float on divine clouds. It is anchored directly into a graveyard of pagan bones and ancient imperial blood. Walking through those front doors, the interior nave is designed to intimidate. Everything is scaled to make a human being feel incredibly small. Because the scale is so massive, millions of people look up and completely miss the floor. This dark red porphyry disc marks the exact spot where Charlemagne knelt on Christmas Day, the year 800, to be crowned Holy Roman Emperor. Decorating walls of this magnitude required immense talent, and it attracted artists with massive, highly sensitive egos. Take Michelangelo's La Pieta. When it was unveiled, he was only 24 years old. The craftsmanship was so flawless that rumors spread claiming an older, established artist had carved it. The young Michelangelo was so infuriated by the gossip that he broke back into the basilica in the dead of night, took a chisel, and carved his own name right across Mary's sash. It is the only work he ever signed. He defaced his own masterpiece in the dark. Even the purest depictions of faith inside this building were forged from intense, wounded human pride. Moving to the dead center of the church, this sunken pit lined with golden lamps is the Confessio, marking the physical grave of St. Peter. Towering directly over it is Bernini's Baldachin, a 20-meter bronze canopy resting on massive twisted columns. Creating an altar this heavy required 6,200 kilograms of bronze. The Pope acquired it by sending crews to physically strip the metal off the roof of the ancient Roman Pantheon. He cannibalized a preserved ancient monument to decorate his new church. Local citizens were furious, calling the papal decree an act of vandalism. Look closely at the heavy stone blocks anchoring those giant altar columns. You'll see the Pope's family crest embedded in the marble, marked by 3 distinct bees. Above those crests are tiny female faces. If you walk around the altar and look at each panel in sequence, the faces change, gradually contorting in physical agony. According to local folklore, the Pope's niece was enduring a difficult labor during construction, and Bernini secretly carved her medical progress into the holy altar. The centerpiece of Catholic worship is a monument built on stolen ancient Roman metal, hiding a bizarre, deeply personal diary of childbirth. Now, look straight up. Michelangelo designed this soaring dome, but he died 26 years before it was completed. When subsequent architects took over the blueprints, they decided to stretch the dome significantly taller than Michelangelo intended, pushing the structural engineering simply to see how high they could make it reach. Looking back down to the floor from the upper balconies, the humans below look like insects. The sheer terror of that vertical drop reveals the true cost of the building. Constructing on this scale drained the Vatican's treasury. To pay the astronomical debts, popes began aggressively selling indulgences, literal paper pardons for sins purchased with cash. That specific extortion campaign crossed a line for a German monk named Martin Luther, who wrote his 95 Theses in direct protest of the Basilica's fundraising. The relentless, obsessive drive to construct a perfect Catholic Church was the exact catalyst that ignited the Protestant Reformation and split Western Christianity in two. Stepping out onto the roof, you get this sweeping view of the square and the city beyond. When you trace the actual origins of this site, you don't find a pure, peaceful mandate from heaven. You find stolen bronze, defaced marble, grave robbing, and the egos of rival architects. And yet, it stands. That profoundly flawed, arrogant, and chaotic human history is exactly what birthed the most magnificent building on earth, and that is the true miracle of St. Peter's.